Welcome to part 4 of version 3.14.6 release of ChildTrax. This part pertains to the residential census page, specifically, well, not specifically, mainly with the check-in, check-out functions. As you can see from my screen, they've changed. You'll notice there's some new buttons showing on the screen. In the icon over here in the checkout column has changed. We got rid of the icon. We actually have the words checkout. So we're going to go down through this and I'll explain all the changes real quick to you. So the very first thing is we added a generic check-in and check-out tool, which are these here. What these are meant for, if you had like 2 kids that did really well that day and you decided at the last minute you wanted to take them to the Dairy Queen as a reward, you can come in here and put in a checkout time. And I'm going to put very basic information in here to simplify the time. So you can come in here and you can set it up, check the kids that you're doing this for, and hit checkout. So now, once the screen refreshes, now if you notice the checkout button is changed to check-in, and we tell you what type it is. When I set up that checkout, I picked the other from the drop-down menu. So now we can check them back in under the other. So we can do it here, or we can come here and check them in. Now we'll go ahead and do it this way. It's kind of redundant, but go ahead and check them back in. Now when the page refreshes, you can see that they're back on campus. So this is a group check-in, check-out. It'll show you all the kids that are on the screen. You can check them all out at one time for special trips, so on and so forth. The second thing we added was school check-in and check-out. Before you had to come up here to the menu to check them out for school and then check them back in for school. Well, now you can do it right from here. If a kid is set up to go to, when you set up the school locations, if you check those locations as they're part of the check-in, check-out process, then any kid that has one of those school locations will be on this list. So if I want to check these 3 kids out for school, I can come here and I can quickly hit check out for school, return to the previous page, and if you look, those 3 kids, one of them didn't have a bed location. Anyhow, those 2 kids are checked out for school. Now again, if you want to check, let's say Phil came home sick, you can go ahead and just click on that, check Phil in by himself, and then return, and now you're back to the regular page. Now let's go ahead and check all the kids back in for school, and now we're back, all kids are back on campus. This button will do the same thing for you as what these were doing here. So that's the school check-in, check-out. The next one, we got rid of the door icons and we changed them to, if the kid's on campus presently, it'll say checkout. If for some reason they're checked out, then it'll say check in from whatever reason they are presently checked out. So that's one of the big changes to this screen. The icons are gone, and the words of this button tell you the status of the kid as far as being on campus. Some of the other things we did, if we were doing a school check-in, if we used to always show the kids that were had a school location that was part of the school check-in, check-out. Now all these check-in buttons, not just the school one, but the others too, if a kid's not checked out, they're not going to be on a list to check in off this page. So we further defined the list to only show the kids that are actually checked out as available to check back in. Okay, another big change is we used to only show appointments coming up due in the next 24 to 48 hours. Now we look out 14 days. All right, this one happens to be today, but we'll go down here. Let's go into Lindsay, and we're going to add an appointment for 13 days from now. We'll say it's a doctor appointment. So let's just, we'll say it's for Monday the 5th. At 9 a.m. We need to have her ready to go at 8 put in here. I'm going to add the word test to comments, but let me go ahead and add that now. So now if I come back to this page and refresh it, now you'll see that appointment that's looking out. Again, before we only used to show 24 hours to 48 hours. Now we're looking out 14 days. Another thing we did on an appointment, to check them out quickly for their appointment, we have a button here. So you can come in here and you go ahead and fill this out, hit checkout, and now you look, the kid is checked out, the appointment's gone because they left for their appointment, and then when they get back you can check them back in. So now you look, the kid's back in, the appointment's gone because the appointment's been met, so on and so forth. So we really simplified the check-in, check-out process on the residential census page. Another thing we did was on the residential check-in, check-out search. We fixed this page. Before, if you tried to search for one kid, and oh gosh, I don't remember any of the kids that were, let's try Barry. I think Barry was one of them. Hit go. Yeah. Before, if you try to put a first or last name in here and hit go, you would get an error message. It wouldn't work. So we've got that taken care of. It is now fixed, and it now works. In one of our next upcoming versions, there will be a CSV file functionality on this, and also report functionality, but that's coming in either the next version or the one after the next one. So also on residential placements, there was a bug. Let me go to Barry's page. When you clicked in these fields, the cursor wasn't going over here in the top left part. It would be, it might show up like down here when you clicked. So that's taken care of. Now they show up exactly where they should be, which is the top left corner of all three of these fields. So the additional information was fine. It was these three. They weren't starting in the right spot. And that's it for the changes to the residential census page and residential placement. Thank you.